to come together one more time. One more time. One more time. He allowed us to come together one more time. Together
Son of God, our Father, we thank you for allowing us to come together one more time. This may be my last time. I don't know. This may be my last time singing down here. I don't know. Maybe my last time in worship. I don't know. But I thank you for right now. Right now.
Thank you, Lord. Right now.
Loud.
Thank you, Lord.
Allowed us to sing together.
Thank you, Lord.
Pray together.
Hallelujah.
One more time.
Yes, Lord.
There's some wish they had one more time.
Hey,
Because you blessed us one more time.
one more time. Yes, you did, Lord.
Lord, we're going to take advantage of it.
Yes, Lord. Hallelujah.
We're going to give you all the praise.
Glory. Hallelujah.
We're going to give you all the glory.
Thank you, Lord.
And you deserve it.
Yes, Lord.
Because it was you
Yes, Lord.
that allowed us to rise early this morning.
Yes, Lord.
It was you
Yes,
guiding us on our journey.
Thank you, Lord.
God, we're going to praise you while we got a chance. Because I may not have this chance anymore. Bless now, God, your word as we stand. Proclaim the riches of your word, God. Give us strength. Lord, give me a clear mind. Lord, wash my mind, my heart, my tongue, oh God. In your name I pray. Amen. I was telling Brother Jones earlier that this message did something to me. I don't know what happened, but it was just so hard to work on. I guess God is trying to tell me something.
Take your turn, Pastor. Take your turn. Take your turn.
Because this week has been, I was telling my wife this morning, I said this week, because I traveled up and down 84 and 684 this past week, there were so many accidents out there. And it were not just Finderman, they were terrible accidents. When those people left home, they thought they were going to make it back. That's why when you get a chance, praise God, you ought to do it to its fullest. Because I don't know if I'm going to have it again. So while I got it, I'm just going to tell the Lord, thank you for all that he's done. And as we talk about this message this morning, I want to talk about forgiving and let it go. Forgiving and let it go. Don't forgive and hold on to it. Forgive it and let it go. Almost all human beings struggle with forgiveness at some point. whether forgiving someone who has wronged them or receiving forgiveness for something that they have done wrong. Today, people struggle with receiving forgiveness. But the greater struggle is typically forgiving someone who has wronged us, including ourselves. And yet, God forgives us and expects us to forgive each other. In Matthew 18, Jesus teaches a parable of forgiveness to help us understand why it is imperative for Christians to show forgiveness. And I want to make 3 quick points and I'm going to be finished. The first point I want to make is the limits of forgiveness. Peter asked Jesus a straightforward question. Now, Peter has a knack of being straightforward with what he says. Peter asked Jesus, how many times should I forgive someone who wronged me? Society's standard says about 3 times. Once, you do it to me once, shame on you. You do it to me twice, shame on me. I don't think they go to 3 times. I think it's just twice.
Well,
and many times should I forgive someone? How many times should I forgive someone who wronged me? And Peter's, we cannot be like the world. Can't be like the world.
oh, come on.
Peter gets that following Jesus is a little different than following the world. The world don't expect much of you, but Jesus expects a whole lot from us.
Yes.
Jesus said to Peter, not 3 times. We must understand that the world does not care.
Yes, Lord.
Isn't that how some of us treat being a believer, just like the world? We compare ourselves to society's standards instead of God's standards. We are a little better than folks in the world, or so we think we are. Jesus sets the record straight. God is concerned about a heart posture, evidence in character, not in a comparative action with your neighbor. He uses the hyperbole of 70 times to illustrate the point. It's not about the number of times forgiven, but forgiveness as a kingdom value. We can't afford to hold grudges. Can't afford to let people have power over us. We got to forgive and let it go. Holding on to stuff only makes it worse. As Jesus said that when people don't receive you, he says you ought to shake the dust off your feet and keep it moving. You can't make anyone forgive you.
That's right.
You can only ask and they don't have to receive it. But if they are Christians, they ought to accept forgiveness with open arms.
That's right.
The example of forgiveness. Jesus tells the story of a king who had decided to settle his accounts with everybody that owed him. One servant comes to the king and owes him a ridiculous amount of money, some says about a few $1 billion. The king wants his money right now. So the servant was going to be sold into slavery, with his family have to work until it was paid off, and still he wouldn't have paid all the money back. The servant begs the king to give him more time. Let him work without sending his family or selling his family into slavery. The king takes pity on the servant and forgives his debt. This is clearly a parallel with our position with God as sinners. We owe God a debt we could never pay for our sins. When we come to God for forgiveness, He takes our unpardonable debt and writes it off because of His mercy through Jesus Christ. We are forgiven of the debt completely. Think about it. Think about all of us. All of us have sinned and come short of the glory of God. There are some people that even said that your sin is greater than my sin. But in the sight of God, stealing a stick of chewing gum is worse than murder, because both is sin in the sight of God. If you could put a price on your sin, no matter what it would be, you would still owe God when you assume that the debt is paid in full. Some people think that what you have done or said to them is greater than what they have said and done to you. And they feel that they have a right. Don't get on your high horse and think you are right and everyone else is wrong. Remember, only God knows it all.
That's right.
You could be wrong as two left shoes, but you have conjured up in your mind that you're right. Who made you the judge of my sins and my faults? We can never look beyond self if we are trying to find somebody else's sins and faults. The accountability of forgiveness. Here's where the story takes a turn. The servant has been forgiven of his unpayable debt and meets someone who owes him. Oh, it's a different story now. Different story now. You owe me, and I'm going to get what you owe me. But when he soon forgot that just early on he was standing before his master. Master could have put him in jail for the rest of his life. But he had compassion on him. This servant owes a couple of months, a few $1,000s, and he wants his money right then. Because he couldn't pay him, he cast him into jail. It says, but the servant who was forgiven got very angry. He won't let him have more time. He's putting him in a work camp until he can pay the debt. This is how we so often treat forgiveness.
Say so.
And forgiving others. They hurt us. They owe us. They offended us. They did us wrong. But when they ask for forgiveness, we won't do it. We'll hold it against them
So true.
till the debt is paid in full. We don't even consider that if God treated us like that, we would all be dead trying to pay back the debt. And still will never reach what we owe God. Do we take it into consideration? Do we remember what the Lord said in the Lord's Prayer? Do we ever think about, if God has forgiven me, why can't I forgive you?
Yes, yes, yes.
If a divine and a righteous God can look beyond my faults and forgive me of the thing that I have done wrong, why can't I look beyond what you have done?
Yes, yes.
Preach, preach.
There's no cruel act in life that can compare to the scandal of our own sin
Teach, wow. Teach, Pastor, teach.
against God. How many times have we sinned
Teach.
against God?
Yes.
How many times? Not only before you got saved, but even now that you are saved.
Yes, Lord.
How many times have you sinned against God?
Make it plain. Make it plain.
Every time we sin against God,
Every time.
God says, come unto me, you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest.
Yes, sir.
There's forgiveness in God. Why is it that same forgiveness in us?
That's right.
Do we think God is playing when God said that if you don't forgive, you shall not be forgiven? Do you think God is playing around with us when God said, if you can hold a grudge against somebody, you have the nerve to come to me and ask me to forgive you? Who do you think I am? God is a righteous God.
Yes,
Come on, teach.
yes, he is.
God is a holy God.
Yes, he is.
We must be careful. We must be careful, but we must be careful. We forget, but we are called to forgive, to release that person from owing us something for hurting us. The king remembered the debts. God remembers it all. And God will settle all accounts. But God has chosen to forgive us. So we have an example to forgive and live free from the burdens of our debt and wasting life being a debt collector. Forgive. Let it go. And I guess that's why I had such a hard time reading this. I had to stop 3 or 4 times. Because, when you start to when you started reading and studying the Word of God,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
if there's something in you that is not right,
Yeah, well.
the Word of God will reveal it.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
And God will let you know that there's some things that you have not forgiven.
Well,
I'm glad that I'm human. And I'm glad that I can tell you that yes, I make mistakes just like everybody else. Sometimes I have a hard time forgiving people when they've hurt me. But that's not the point, that they hurt you. The point is you got to get beyond the hurt to the forgiveness part.
That's right. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. That's right. Yes, you have.
That's what God is looking for. God doesn't care about the hurt. He cares that you don't hold the hurt.
My Lord.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
That was an employee who worked for this company, and the company